Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here on The Crew for one last time before the servers shut down tomorrow at the time of this video going live, which will render the game completely unplayable forever. This first The Crew game launched a decade ago in 2014 and from then has been online only, which was always an annoyance. It is in any game, but it means that now, 10 years on, when they shut the servers down, the game will be effectively lost forever, which is not only sad, but means we sort of never owned the game, those of us that bought it. If it can just be taken away from us like this, it means we essentially paid for something we can't keep, and means anyone who's played it for the last decade loses all of that time and effort they've put into it. Now, it's not like people really do play these old games often, but it is always nice to be able to return for nostalgia, if nothing else. For me though, personally, this game doesn't have any nostalgia. I never actually bought it back then when it first released, and my first experience of it was actually on stream in the run-up to the release of Motorfest. So until this video today, I'd actually only spent about 2 to 3 hours on this game in total, progressing through the campaign. This also means I'm not losing a whole save game like some people will be, but as this game will soon be gone forever, unless somebody mods it one day, which eventually they might for the PC version, I did want to spend some time playing it whilst I still could, to kind of experience this game that I missed out on at the time. Over the last few days then, I've played my way through a bit further. This included playing a few more bits of the campaign itself, but also a longer event that earned me some more money than the previous races and things had done. So I now not only have that Nissan that I bought on the first stream, but also a Skyline, which I first set up for rally, and then for street class as well, and I also saved enough to buy a Lotus Evora GTE, which is the first car I was kind of really excited to get hold of in this game, and I don't think I've actually driven it in any other game before somehow. And after purchasing the Lotus, that's kind of where I left it, until I returned the day before the servers were due to actually shut down. So, you rejoin me on the Saturday. This is the day before the servers actually shut down for my first ever monster truck event on this game. I think we'll do a couple of final events just to properly say goodbye to this game. Now, I've never done one of these, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I assume I just head for the big 500 points and... Ooh, there's thousands as well. Excellent. Yeah, this is quite different. Interesting. It's kind of like the Crew 2's monster trucks, but not. It's a very, very American truck. It would also be nice to do one final race in my Skyline, so hopefully the next event will be that. But yeah, this is a lot of fun to do something different that I've not done before. And experience a kind of different part of the campaign. It's kind of a shame. I'm wishing I'd played more of this and played it back when it was kind of a new game. And I'm also kind of wishing, since I did that stream just before Motorfest released, that I had come back to it since then. But on the other hand, any progress I'd put in, I kind of knew I would be losing. It's been known for a while that this game was coming to an end, so I suppose it wasn't worth putting too much into it. But yeah, no, it has been fun playing a bit more of it over the last few days. And I probably will miss it, even though, like I say, I didn't play it back in 2014, like a lot of people watching probably did. Anyway, I think that's pretty much the end of the monster truck event. Let's see if we can get into a race with the Skyline. I think we should finish though with a race in the Skyline. Looks like we're up against an Mustang. But yeah, this should be a fun one. Oh, there's some other cars in here as well. Good. Good, let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, one final race to effectively say goodbye to the original The Crew game, which I am sad to have to say. Although, like I say, I didn't really play much of it until midway through last year, so I'm not as sad about it as some people probably are, but yeah, it is still a shame to lose the game completely, which of course is the issue with these online-only games, but that's probably a debate for another day. For example, how Gran Turismo did it differently with sport, closing it down but patching it so that it was playable offline, which I understand isn't possible, isn't easy, so it's not always possible in all games to do that, but really? That's how it should be? It shouldn't be completely killed by the servers going down. Sorry. So yeah, that's a whole debate for another day, whether you should go down the more Gran Turismo route of patching it so that it's still playable, even when the servers go down and online is killed off. Because making a game that we've paid for entirely unplayable after 10 years is... It basically means you're renting it for 10 years instead of buying it, doesn't it? So, anyway, let's not get too bogged down on that, because this is supposed to be a bit of a... There's cones in the middle of the road. This is supposed to be a bit of a send-off for the crew, which is a brilliant, brilliant game. And although I haven't played much of it, it did, of course, spawn... Shame I can't drive. It did, of course, spawn the Crew 2 and the Crew Motorfest, both of which I very much enjoy playing. I know generally on the channel, and to be honest, off camera, I mostly play Forza, but I do love the Crew games every time I play any of them, so I kind of feel like I should play a bit more of the Crew 2 and Motorfest, because in 10 years' time, both of them will probably be killed off by the servers shutting down. They will share the unfortunate fate that this game has. Or has. By the time that I'm driving, this game still works, of course. But by the time you see this, yeah, it's basically time up for the Crew. So yeah. It is kind of sad, and I think that's going to round out our final race here on the Crew in the Nissan Skyline. So for the final time, I'm going to cross the finish line and say goodbye to the Crew. You will be missed by many, I am sure. And that brings an end to today's video. Do let me know your thoughts and experience with the Crew, and, well, are you going to miss it now it's gone? I certainly am, even though I never really did play it back in the day. For now, though, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.